This is the NFL on EA Sports, and football has returned to America's finest city, San Diego, California. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here, as it'll be the Golden Eagles of San Juan taking on the Bulls of San Diego.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They returned home after playing in London last week, but it was a good trip as they came home a winner.
And that's a long flight when you lose, but not half as bad when you come home with a victory and full of bangers and mash.
Meanwhile, for visiting San Juan,
they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
When you look at this defense,
well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Looking to throw. McKee.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
A gain of 16 yards. And the San Juan first down.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Zero hesitation that time. He just got it and put it out in the right flat. Unfortunately, incomplete.
Well, you know how hard these quarterbacks nowadays work on just getting the ball in their hands and making a quick decision and throwing the football. Didn't work out in this case.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
Back to throw, McKee.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he takes a pretty good lift there as he'll wind up getting about 3. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Here's McKee.
Looking deep downfield.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
McKee to throw here.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'm going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession.
They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
When you look at this defense,
they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
15 yards on the play, 1st down.
That's good for a San Diego.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Delgado. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
They'll run. This is Jaden Blue.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
San Diego, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
1st down, and they go right back to Blue. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. The rushing numbers for Blue a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
They'll try and run again with Blue. And a short gain here down to the 22. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the gun on 3rd down. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a 1st-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he will try to run through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Delgado. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it.
1st down 10 at their own 6-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
At the 13-yard line.
And McKee will look to throw it.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
McKee.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now it's 2nd and 10. They go jet sweep. This is Taylor.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Set for the 2nd quarter, San Diego in possession of the football.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Back to throw. Brewer. He'll try and do this himself.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the 1st down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down.
Okay, ready?
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Go! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Operating from the gun.
Brewer. A short throw to Musgrave.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
They'll try to run for it with Blue. And he will have the 1st down about the 21-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
San Diego, 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Cougar 19.
2nd and 9 now.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
On 3rd down, they run with Blue.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I
see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. San Juan now getting set to take over on offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you've got that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
McKee now to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Number 6. That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and
3. And McKee now. He'll try to pick it up himself.
And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Golden Eagles.
Looking to throw. McKee.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At 30-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Curtis. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Weston. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
The Bulls offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
26-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Brewer. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nailed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Set. 1918.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 in the first.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back to throw.
That one out wide and intercepted.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
At the 14-yard line.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
19 targets.
Operating from the gun. McKee over the middle. Cooper with it.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
First down. First down, San Juan.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
A great effort there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Golden Eagles will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Now the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Makes the score Golden Eagles.
Just a 4-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
They'll get this out wide to Taylor. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
2nd and 11. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun.
And that's going to be incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
That is incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not?
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen with our halftime report. Scott?
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Now Blue trying the right side. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 80 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. They go again with Blue. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
It's caught at the 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Blue on the toss. Now loose football. The ball comes out. And the offense is able to pounce on it inside the 5-yard line.
Second and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead. They'll swing this out to Blue. Touchdown! Jaden Blue with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bulls have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
At the 37-yard line.
Looking to throw. McKee. He'll hit Jackson. Complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. McKee. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying, we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He's going to take another shot here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, McKee.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision. And then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Operating from the gun. Brewer. Pressure comes and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
From the gun on 3rd down.
Brewer. In the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
San Diego, 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, There's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off play action. Brewer to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
It's a gain of 5.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Let's go.
They'll run up the middle here with Blue. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw.
Brewer. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They'll run. This is Phil Maffa.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And a San Diego 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
They go with Blue between the tackles. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Looking to throw. Brewer. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
3rd and 1.
Ready? 60 Eagles.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here.
They run. Maffa.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Phil Maffa.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Bulls will add to their 4th quarter lead.
And here on 3rd down, your #1 goal, don't be a hero, just get the 1st down. But here, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, the field opens up for him, and he's able to take it right up the gut and into the end zone.
They'll go in for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. San Juan now getting set to take over on offense. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. McKee in trouble, and he's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the 1st down sack.
McKee.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
How about this?
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Back to throw. Brewer. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. Off the play fake. Brewer. Under pressure, they got him again. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal, a loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd. Looking to throw. Brewer. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year and 3rd overall. And the Bulls are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. San Juan's offense ready to get started again. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 2nd down.
McKee going to change the play here.
In motion left, that's Cooper. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
McKee. Now he's going to step up and run.
And avoids the contact by sliding.
It's a gain of 8.
Looks like they'll move things around here.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. The offense on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 14. Gun. They'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And a San Juan 1st down.
Off play action. McKee.
That's going to be caught by Rivers.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4. That's now a 2nd and 6.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 5.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Now a handoff up the middle. Weston. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back to throw. McKee. Bringing it in. Jackson left side.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 28.
Looking to throw. McKee.
He's got the connection to Cooper. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
A gain of 14.
Back to throw. McKee.
Right back to Cooper, and he got him again. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Here's McKee.
The quick slant caught. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
7-yard gain. And a
McKee to throw here.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Golden Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Golden Eagles 14.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And there will be a break in the action here. They're going to take a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Here's Maffa.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
22 yards.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Up the middle they go. It's Richards. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for 1 more first down to help salt this one away.
Bronco 80. Go.
Out of the gun, they run with Blue. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points, so it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. San Juan now getting set to take over on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. McKee. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
From the gun on 3rd down. McKee. Quick throw there is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Jackson with a catch.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
And McKee wants a new look.
That's good for a San Juan.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
A gain of 14. 1st down, Golden Eagles.
McKee.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4th down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And McKee will look to throw it. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Here's 1st and 10. McKee now to throw.
Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Point after here coming up. And the lead will shrink to 6. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. 25 seconds to go. A must recover if they're going to have any chance. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Bronco 80.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the home team here, they move back over 500 now at 6-5.